we've got a whole bunch of, I guess they're called Aodad, non-native goat species, heading up on the hillside there, introduced for big game hunting. And we have arrived at the first spot that we're going to be hanging out hiking for the day. It is currently 86 degrees and extremely overcast, which is perfect for daytime hiking, honestly. So fingers crossed some stuff starts moving. There's some bird of some kind already. So we got ashy-throated flycatchers with a nest over here, and they're unhappy about the fact that I am here checking out the sign that they built it in. Alright, first reptile in hand. Absolutely gorgeous Scoloporus lizard. I'll put up the exact species up here for you because I keep forgetting which ones are which out here. I'm pretty sure this is like the Texas spiny. He's got absolutely beautiful mating colors on his belly there. Focus on the lizard, damn it, camera, not the background. This camera is such a pain sometimes. But gorgeous lizard though. And I should catch him just off his tree. Put him back shortly. So this is officially the stillest and quietest I've had all week. There is hardly any rain, or wind. Lots of birds all around. A couple different species of sparrows. I've seen titmouses, something I think might be a pipit. Love to see the Montezuma quail, but I don't know how likely that is. There's something in the grass over here. What's in the grass? I heard something in the grass, but I guess it's gone. So sitting having a late lunch at the picnic area near the trail I was at, because I'm going to be spending the next couple hours birding, waiting for it to get dark. Surrounded by ash-throated flycatchers and lark sparrows. But this area is extremely dry for some reason. Might just be indicative of how the entire region has been though, because there's an area on the trail that is rather clearly what should be a nearly permanent water source, because it's a deep basin that was made by blocking off a major channel. But there's grasses and herbs growing right in the base, and it's only barely moist from the last rain, so this area has clearly been under drought for many, many years compared to what it should be. Which might explain why it's hard to find some things. A rather serious argument going on here. I have no idea what about though. So we've got at least 3 different groups of coyotes calling around. And somewhere out in the field here there is a wild turkey who is just gobbling. And also apparently some idiot who thinks shooting at the coyotes is okay. Alright, the sun has begun to fall behind the mountains and clouds, so we're heading to the car again. Start cruising for... Well, actually, I'm going to get a video of the invasive hogs that are over here first, and then we're going to go look for native things. So that right there is one of the most destructive invasive species in North America, behind house cats. They root up the soil and so destroy habitat for native species. They compete with the native but very unrelated javelina. And there's a fairly large number of them coming up through the canyon here. Normally I don't encourage indiscriminate hunting, but in the case of these guys, every single one needs to be wiped out because they destroy so much for the native species. There's bats in the rocks here. And they're getting ready to come out. That's cool. You can kind of see them in there. Hello. I swear I'm not here to mess with you, I just wanted to see you real quick. Those guys will come out and take care of all the annoying bugs that are out here. Alright, so I think we're on the first long cut of the night, just as it's truly starting to get dark. It is about 79 degrees Fahrenheit out right now, with what I'd call moderately high humidity for the desert air. And the interesting about this cut is, on one side you actually have the rock cut face, but then on the other side there is a brick border wall that things will hide on too. So, going up one direction on the rocks, come back down on the wall, and hope that there's something somewhere on either one. Scorpion disappearing into a rock crack. He was just on top of the wall here. Thereafter, I would actually come across another herper who was out on the rock walls in the Davises, and we paired up for a little bit to see if we could pull off anything, and didn't take long actually. Stopped by a rather unassuming looking rock face and found this thing. This was the only in situ pic I got before he started heading for a hole in the wall and we had to move him to get better images. Alright, so first snake of the night out here. Found another herper and we found him together. A gorgeous Crotalus lepidus from a new location. And a completely different look from the last one too. This guy's got these dark mottled patterns and it's hard to see because all of my lights bleach things out, but he's got an incredibly pinkish belly that we just saw. We brought him out right to the rolled shoulder because he was running for a crack, and he's still got a lot of energy on him. But an absolutely gorgeous snake to start the night with. How beautiful. You can see he's ready to go. If we got any closer, he'd definitely nab one of us. So, beautiful animal, deserves so much respect. Gonna get a couple more photos and then make sure he's safe on the rocks.
So excited.
Snake. I'm going to throw a picture in here of the previous mottled rock that I found a few days before to show just how variable this species can be. Different substrates create completely different looks in the animals as they adapt to their backgrounds. And I'm honestly not sure which version I like better because I love the pale look of the other one, but I really do like the really dark, truly mottled look that this snake had. Adapted to a volcanic, kind of granity background, of course, this guy is much darker due to that, but hunting many of the same things, small lizards and rodents and such. Well, we got the snake food out here. This is the smallest mouse I have seen so far. Not sure what species, but I'll see if I can figure it out. It's kind of cute, though.
Need to.
Alright, second snake of the night, and it's a species we haven't seen on this trip yet. Please, focus camera, there we go. A beautiful ornate blacktail. We might see if we can kind of get him down, or if I can get a different angle so we can see him better, but it's so nice also seeing him out in situ like this. He's just sitting up there on the cut. He's waiting for something to cross. Beautiful snakes. If you check some earlier videos from last year, you'll see a few other examples too. Actually a little higher contrast than this guy, but still such a nice snake to see. These guys, of course, hence the name, are quite a bit more heavily patterned, ornate than their western cousins. And honestly, one of the prettiest rattlesnakes out there. I'm gonna get a few photos, see if we can get a different angle. Well, he's started to move, so we might have to relocate him. We're hoping to get photos of him from up here, but he's decided to not cooperate with that. He might actually climb up into the bush.
Which would be great.
Yeah, it would. He would. Will you stay there, dude, or he's going up in the bush?
Good.
Kind of cool. All right, now he's out in the bush. This is actually a pretty common habit for a lot of these snakes. Whoa, sorry for that crack there. Burp right in the middle of talking fun. Anyway, these guys will actually sometimes crawl up into a bush, both for ambush and for defense, because it gives them kind of a higher vantage point to work from. You can see on the back of his neck there that gorgeous ornate pattern that they're named for. He rattled just a little bit as we came up on him at first, but he's been quiet otherwise. Good example. These guys will stay quiet. They'll stay fairly placid as long as you don't really go in to mess with them. That's the only time that they really get defensive. But as long as he's not messed with, he'll sit here and he'll be quiet. He'll check out what we're doing. And then as soon as we leave, he'll go on his way again. Either back into his ambush position or into somewhere to hide. Beautiful. And we were actually able to get several beautiful photos of this guy while he was up in the bush from all angles, showing all the different aspects of his pattern, including right at the end here, you'll see a photo of the underbelly where they get really iridescent and you can really see the black of that black tail. This was not a huge one. They do get upwards of 5 feet or so, but this one was only about 2 feet, so really workable size. I'm walking on rock wall over here and I'm listening to invasive bullfrogs in the apparently permanent water source that's down below here. They eat anything smaller than them, so there's probably a lot of missing garter snakes and king snakes and baby rat snakes out here because of them. Alright, there's a tiny little something on the road over here. Oh my god, it's a hooknose! And he's alive! Alright, I need to bring him over. He might fart while I pick him up. Let's see. Oh, nope, he didn't. We're gonna bring him over here so I can film him. But oh my god, yes! Well, he's being really, really quiet, so I don't know if we'll get to see the famous defensive behavior from these guys, but I did record it from a coral snake in a video last year. But this is Gylopion canum, the Chihuahuan hooknose snake, and it's a species that I was really, really wanting to see out here. Maybe not one of the two big targets for this area, since I can find them elsewhere, but God, I've been looking for one so long. It's so nice to see. They are a tiny fossorial or burrowing species, and they're most commonly seen just after it rains. And these guys, interestingly enough, are spider specialists. That's mostly what they eat. Look at the beautiful bands on this guy, though. Tiny little upturned snout makes you kind of think they look like a hognose, but these guys are not at all related to hognoses. These are true colubrids, while as hognoses are in the Dipsatidae family. He's so tiny. They do get bigger than this by a fair bit. This is a young one. But perfect example. And really placid too, which is interesting. There's not been really any other cars on the road, so I'm pretty sure he hasn't been hit or anything, and he's flicking his tongue and doing all that sort of stuff, so things are going okay for him, it looks like. But these guys range from kind of west central Texas over across New Mexico and into just into southeast Arizona, where they overlap with the another species of hooknose that is for some reason escaping my mind right now. And then they range south into northern Mexico as well. Mostly the Chihuahuan Desert area, hence their name, Chihuahuan hooknose. But one famous thing about these guys that is seen sometimes in other videos when people bother them a bit is they use cloacal popping as a defensive mechanism, which more or less it sounds like a fart, so people call it the farting snake. Since this guy is so well behaved and he's not really acting defensively, I don't feel like riling him up to try and show that behavior, so maybe we'll see one that's more defensive sometime in the future, but for now, we'll just enjoy this sweet soul how he is, get a couple more photos, and then make sure he gets safely off the road. Alright, most unexpected and welcome, sir. Let us get you across the road to where it is much, much safer. Wow, there is a big open space for you to cross, so let's get you down here. Alright, this is a much better spot for you, okay? Come here. Whoop, now he's going. There he goes. And that concludes it for both this night and this trip. It was a bit of a slower and more brutal trip than I was kind of hoping for to start off. But it seems like, according to everyone I've talked to, I'm not alone. However, we finished off with a bang. One of the prettiest rattlesnakes I've ever seen, as well as another beautiful blacktail, and another brand new species. Now, I don't know exactly where you'll see me next after this, but wherever it is, if you enjoy watching these educational and wildlife adventure videos, do make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the black bell so you don't miss anything. Leave likes, watch the videos all the way through, because those watch hours are one of the most important things to help support the channel, and leave comments or questions if you have them down below. And if you'd like to find more photos or video tidbits, I'm always posting on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes TikTok. And if you want more information about the animals I work with, the plants, whatever, I have the database and the blog on my website at carltoncarnivores.com. And of course, if you'd like to help support these endeavors, these trips do cost a lot, and the upkeep of the animals and plants at home also costs a fair bit. Consider joining as a Patreon member at patreon.com/hcarlton. Members there do get special benefits back, including early access to the videos. Or you can do, instead of a monthly donation there, you can do one-time donations at coffee, or you can go on my website, carltoncarnivores.com, to find the plants and sometimes baby snakes for sale if you're looking for a new pet. Or the Teespring shop, the link is also there. And all the links for these different things will be in the video description below, but until next time, wherever that may be, I'm Hawken Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores. Never fails. If I am in New Mexico and I am heading up